Hello students and welcome to this online learning process for class 10th. I am Dhananjay Kachwe from Renuka Devi Madhyamik Ashram School, Vasant Nagar, Mahapur. Students, today we are going to learn the third poem of first unit. The title of the poem is Basketful of Moonlight. This poem is a pure prayer by an innocent child to the moon. This is a translated poem from Dogri language. The poet of this poem is Sunil Sharma. So let's see how the child in the poem prays to the beautiful glowing moon. 1.3 Basket full of moonlight. Let's start with the warming up and chit chat activity. In chit chat activity, we have four questions. The first question is, did you like to hear bedtime stories when you were a child? The answer is yes. I liked to hear bedtime stories when I was a child. The second question is, who usually told you the bedtime stories? We all know that usually our grandmothers tell us the bedtime stories. So answer is, my grandmother usually told me the bedtime stories. The third question is, why did you like them? For answer for this question is, I liked them because they were very interesting. And the last or the fourth question is, do you still like to hear those stories again? Of course, like all other students or children, I also like to hear those stories again. So, friends, this was chit chat activity. Now, let's move to the another activity. Number one, discuss in groups about procedure of planting a tree. Write the steps in bullet points and present it before the class. Here are four bullet points and we have to write them, we have to fill them with the procedure or steps of planting a tree. So let's move. Here are four steps of planting a tree. You can add one or more to it. So the first step is dig the soil. Number two, put the sapling or seeds in the pit or hole. The third one, push the loose soil and cover roots or seeds. The fourth one is water the sapling, water the saplings. So these are the four steps of how to plant a tree. Let's move to the another activity. Second number, discuss in pairs and write what your father and mother do for your family. We all know that our father and mother does very much for our family. So let's write what they do for our family. We will start with the father. Number one, works hard to earn a living. Number two, looks after the needs of everyone. Number three, guards the family in all calamities or difficulties. Number four, provides all possible needs and things. Number five, fulfills wishes of maximum family members. Students, now let's turn to the mother. What our mother does for us. Number one, she cooks food for all, keeps the house clean. Number three, teaches morals and ethics to the children. Number four, teaches how to adjust and be happy with whatever we have. Number 5, never complains for anything. So these are the things that our father and mother do. Now let's move to the poem. The title is Basketful of Moonlight. The poem is translated, that's why there are no rhyming pairs at the end of the stanzas. So you can read and understand the poem very easily. Let's see. O moon, give me moonlight, basket full or two baskets full with seeds of moonlight. The child in the poem or the poet is asking, is praying to the moon to give him basketful or two baskets full with seeds of moonlight. What will he do with the seeds of moonlight? Now let's turn to the next stanza. From the city to my village, on the sides of the path, I want to sow many small moons of light. The whole village goes to the city daily to work. The child says that he wants to sow the many small seeds of moons on the sides of the path, because whole village, the village in which he lives, that village goes to the city daily to work. So why did he want, or why does he want these seeds of moonlight? He conveys it or explains it in the next stanza. He says, it becomes dark on its way back. The child says, it becomes dark on its way back as my village is quite far. The child's village is quite far from the city, so it becomes dark to on way back to return back to the villages. So again he says, the route is tough and full of snakes and scorpions. He explains how tough the route is, what difficulties are there on the route or the path. He says that route is tough and full of snakes and scorpions. There are many difficulties, and also there are some dangerous and fearful creatures like snakes and scorpions on the way back. And again another problem is that he says, neither bus nor cart plies. When my father returns home, I am asleep. The child says, there is no vehicle to travel with from his village to the city. Neither bus nor cart plies when my father returns home, I am asleep. त्या गावामधून, त्या खेड्यामधून शहराकडे जाण्यासाठी एकही वाहन नाहीये, बसही नाही, आणि कार्ट म्हणजे कुठली गाडी, घोडागाडी, बैलगाडी सुद्धा प्लाईज ये जा करत नाही, त्यामुळे वाहनाची सुद्धा सोय नाही. आणि या सगळ्या कारणामुळे वेन माय फादर रिटर्न्स होम आय एम अस्लीप, त्या मुलाच्या वडिलांना घरी यायला उशीर होतो आणि तोपर्यंत तो गाढ झोपी गेलेला असतो. नाउ लेट्स टर्न टू द नेक्स्ट स्टांजा. And he goes back early in the morning while I am sleeping. The another problem that child is facing, he says, and he goes back early in the morning while I am sleeping. त्या मुलाचे वडील, हा मुलगा जेव्हा झोपेत असतो तेव्हाच पहाटेच शहराकडे निघून जातात. His father needs to reach early to the city, that's why he wakes up early and goes out of the house. When the child wakes up, his father is nowhere in the house. Next, he again says, O moon, give me a basket full of moonlight on loan. The child is demanding the moonlight on loan. It means that when the child itself will get brighter, and when he will earn some light from the outer world, he will return it to the moon. O moon, give me a basketful of moonlight on loan. I want to light the dark route so that my father returns early. He wants to light the dark route to his village, for he wants his father to return early to the home. For what? He says, I want to hear fairy tales and stories from him. He wants to hear the stories, fairy tales from his father like all other children in the world. He also loves his father and he wants to hear fairy tales and stories from him. In the next stanza, he says, O moon, give me a basket full of moonlight. I want to sow seeds of moon on the sides of the path. The child says he wants to sow the seeds of the moonlight or the moon on the sides of the path. रस्त्याच्या दुतर्फा दोन्ही बाजूने त्याला त्या चंद्राच्या बिया पेरायच्या आहेत आणि तो रस्ता प्रकाशमय करायचा आहे. O moon, give me a basket full of moonlight. I want to sow seeds of moon on the sides of the path. So this is the poem or a prayer of a child. The poem is written by Sunil Sharma. We will see other activities or the questions given in the English workshop in the next lecture or in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Before leaving, we will see some marginal questions and answers to the questions. So the first marginal question is, what does the poet wish to get from the moon? And the answer, and why? What does the poet wish to get from the moon and why? And the answer to this question is, the poet wish to get moonlight and basketful or 2 baskets full seeds of moonlight because he want to sow them on the sides of the path. The next question is, why the road from the city to the village dangerous? The answer to this question is, because the road is tough and full of snakes and scorpions. The next third question is, why does the poet want his father home early? The answer to this question is, the poet want his father early because he loves his father and wants to hear fairy tales and stories from him. The fourth question is, how do you spend your evening time with your family? The answer to this question is, usually I spend my evening time by chatting with my family members. I also listen fairy tales and stories from my grandmother. So friends, this is all, and tomorrow we will complete the activities given in English workshop. So till then, goodbye.